and it's winning so many awards. And yet, if you ask the like LGBTQ community, like we hate this movie. Okay. I honestly have no hope for myself of like getting this.
Really?
Yeah. Oh no.
Why?
I didn't take my 80 minutes.
I know. I have it here. I'm using.
And welcome back to another episode of Ellevan Wins Podcast. I'm your host, Ellevan.
My name is Winnie.
And we have this podcast here and a very cool guest today, and she's hilarious, and Winnie's going to tell you about her.
Yes, our next guest is a genius comic. Just quit her job. Very exciting. Didn't take her ADHD medication today. And she came here to overshare and fix her life. Yes. She is quickly becoming a household name in Toronto and all around the world. She's so funny. You've seen her on JFL. She's with Yuck Yucks. Please give a warm welcome to the hilarious Hannah Veldhoen. I actually forgot to ask you if that's how I say your last name.
Yeah, you got it right.
I got it right?
Yeah,
Nice.
good job.
Fuck yeah.
You guys saying the intro at the same time was like so like sensory, like amazing.
Oh. You liked it?
Yeah, like one in each ear. And
yeah.
like,
and when you say it in sync, the in sync really rocks it.
Yeah.
When we had Brad Goss on, he memorized that. Like he watched so many that he memorized and did it with us, and it was really genius.
Well,
He's a genius.
I know, yeah.
Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you for having me. I do love that I was in Austin. I was like, I'll just reach out to them and see if I can be on the pod. And you're like, do you want to be on right now?
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
I know. Thank you. Thanks for just,
thank you.
You know, I would have gotten other dates, but it was there was like, an opening.
Sometimes the stars align.
Yeah. Speaking of.
And you were in Austin.
Yeah.
I was in Austin. I just got back. I got back this second, and now I'm here.
You got stuck in Austin were you stuck in Austin or a different airport? Okay.
I was legitimately stuck in Austin because it was too windy to leave, which I feel like if you're a plane, like you have to be able to like beat the wind,
But we know that's no longer true.
Don't you live in air?
Exactly. Isn't that like your thing?
Don't you propel?
Yeah, I thought you loved wind. No, apparently airplanes hate wind and they wouldn't let us leave. So
yeah and they're not taking any chances right now.
No, I think that's more it.
Yeah.
Is they're like, we don't want to be like the next, and I will, but I want to
be a normal person for a second.
I want to spew all my thoughts and feelings before.
Do it.
It's good because normally it takes people to get high to spew their thoughts.
Really? Well, I feel like, I don't know. I can, it's
But then they get anxiety about it afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're like.
I just want to overshare and feel great about it.
On purpose.
We've had a lot of people.
This is intentional oversharing.
Purposely want to move
into
this.
I love that. Intentional oversharing is so beautiful.
So good. Fuck yeah.
So you were in Austin for comedy, though, right?
Yes, I was.
Congratulations.
Was there. Yeah, just kind of like I booked a trip because I had like a free stay kind of at the Four Seasons.
Sick.
Because I worked there.
Sick.
But then
no longer.
Exactly. I resigned while I was there and they kicked me out of the hotel.
No.
Which is so funny. Yeah, they really did. That's why I was like crying. Yes, this is why I was crying like on my Instagram being like, I don't know what to do.
What?
Yeah, so there's like some rule that's like, because even though I still like had to like come home to Toronto and like continue working at the company for a bit, I was like, oh, they'll just like why would that matter, right?
Effective immediately.
Exactly. They were like effective immediately, like get out of the hotel. Yes. They're like, you can if you've resigned, you can't stay here. So that was like kind of a hilarious thing.
Spin.
Yeah, it was.
How many nights did you get there? Because that's a fancy
I was there for 2 weeks, but I had some nights were very discounted, some nights were free.
Okay.
And then, so I like all of that went away, but then it was kind of nice because like comics like came together and helped me out and like let me crash at their places. Yeah, it was very sweet. So I like bonded with people. It was. Nice. It was totally a silver lining. Yeah, but I was staying at like some like absolutely terrible Airbnbs as well.
Oh, that'll happen. I was talking about those earlier. Sometimes those can be just the turn. It's like you're like, fuck this.
They catfish you on Airbnb. It's crazy.
It was such a catfish. It's like that's like a full-time thing now.
It's
just like
such a thing.
Making the one picture look amazing, and then you get there and you're like, "This is a dumb."
Yeah.
It's a basement with IKEA furniture, but like you
with
lit
like
it really
curtain.
well. And
yeah.
They meet people where they're at. Of like, wishing it was true.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, I can rent a totally cool place for like $90 a night. And
you
like,
buy into the fantasy. That's what Airbnb is.
Yeah. Like,
you pay for a wish.
Yeah. And they're like, here you go. You just turn the lights on in the strip club. It's, you know.
That's exactly
Fuck.
Have you been at a strip club when the lights have come on?
Strangely, no.
Okay.
I've been in every other type of club.
Yeah, I've been in a club when they turn on the light. I don't think they do that at
strip clubs, there's no overhead lights.
It would,
even in the
would
hiring.
be too sad.
Yeah.
It would be horrible.
Yeah.
You know, there's some pretty beautiful strippers out here, though, I will say.
Yeah.
I know, but the essence of the strip club, the energy, you don't want to see that under bright lights.
I didn't mean the women. I meant the club itself. You don't want to ever see that well lit.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So much sweat.
Yeah.
Speaking
From
of
the
clubs.
men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just in their seats sweating heavily.
Yeah.
You've been out here on the scene consistently.
Okay, but you started in Oshawa, is that correct?
No. I grew up in Oshawa, but I started in Toronto. Like, I started, like, kind of mid-pandemic. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do comedy.
No way.
Dude,
Yeah.
so you've only been doing this for 5 years?
I've been doing it for 3 years.
Bro. Bro,
Wow.
what?
Okay, so, like, Winnie...
I thought you were, like, 8 years in legit.
No.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm, like, a little over 3 years now.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, man. Do you feel good about yourself?
No. Never.
Oh, fuck. That's too bad,
Like,
man.
in terms of comedy, I mean, some days, yeah. But then I like that reaction, though. When people are like, wait, 3 years? That always makes me feel good.
Yeah, for
Of
sure.
course.
Because everyone's like 10 years.
Yeah.
You got to do it 10 years before
And
you get
then-
anywhere. And
yeah.
you're living proof.
But everyone's on, like, that is also stupid because everyone's completely different. Like, some people are great, like, right away. Some people, like, it takes a while. But also, it's just, like, I don't know. I feel like it's just your own thing. Like, it's just finding your own thing. That's what the 10 years is. It's like figuring out your own, like, comedy and how you're going to say it.
I totally agree. Did when you started, you were like, I'm going to try comedy. Was it like 5, 6 nights, 7 nights off the bat?
Yeah, like, so I
Yeah.
kind of knew that's what
want
it
me to take
took.
this?
Oh, yeah, please. I was like, I knew that's what it was going to be. So I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm just going to go for it.
Damn. How did you know that's what it was going to be?
I kind of, like, loved comedy. So I
Okay.
kind of, like, looked up, like, what do the grades say? And everyone was like, you have to be out every night. You have to write. You have to, put yourself out there. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try what they say right away. Like, if whoever, Louis C.K. is telling me to go out every night and try a new bit, I'm like, I'll do that.
Totally.
And that seemed to work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why I was doing that.
So you put in the reps.
Are you still doing that?
I feel like my writing, this is so, like, every comic is like, I could write more. I feel that. But I still try and go out every night. I mean, we see each other, like, all the time.
I feel like you're always coming at me with new concepts, though.
Well, you too.
Thank you.
I feel like I see new jokes from you all the time.
Well, that's good. I'm trying real hard. But
We were all on a show recently that was so fun. We're at Backroom. Our first time we all shared
That's
the
right.
same stage.
Oh, yeah. Shout out
damn.
Backroom.
Yes.
Fucking...
Yeah, that was fun. I just I came to support, but then they were like,
they threw you up.
Yeah.
Because did
I
you
love
have
those
a
boys.
spot?
No.
Well,
No,
so-
neither of
you
us.
Just had it. Oh, that's so
I was
fun.
like- I was-
Me either.
I-
All three of us just got thrown on.
oh, that's
so
amazing.
fun.
Yeah, we just came up to support them because it was their like 2020 show, but I thought they were taping it, but they weren't. They saved that for later. But I was like, oh, let's like go support the
That's
boys.
so sweet.
But it was a good show.
That was such a good show.
Yeah.
Right, it was theirs. But it was you.
No, she's talking about
opened
the
it.
other night when Brandon asked me to go on. Did you?
And then I went on
you were
that night too.
But then you were also on at their 2020. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about that.
No, at his birthday show.
Oh, yeah.
I was that night. I never do Comedy High, but I did a Comedy High that night. But you opened the show rapping, and I was like, oh my god,
This is perfect.
I know. I was like, I could just watch this.
Hey, bless.
I was like,
I know,
I
isn't
actually
he
don't
good?
want to go up anymore.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. No, you were so kind. Thank you for the story. And
Yeah, that was so good. And I unfortunately didn't see. I was like leaving as you were going on, but I'm sure you crushed it.
I did. Crushed. I crushed.
Guilty as charged.
I think we're good.
Oh, we're good?
Thank you.
But yo, appreciate you. And it's been really cool to see you on the scene. Like, I moved to Toronto to do music like over a decade ago, and I was doing like the open mic circuit. So it's been such a joy to join Winnie and watch her do her thing and get to kind of know you guys, the comedians, the scenes and stuff, and see. I just gotta say, like, you're like always a steady hitter.
Oh,
like,
that's so nice.
Yeah, every time when we're out, like, I remember
that.
we saw you up at like Poorhouse, and then because you're always out here like grinding, hitting it. But then it's like every time you come on, it's like.
Oh,
you got
I
bars,
love
you know. It's like
that's so nice.
Like are you aware of that in the scene that you're one of the strong wolves out here in the forest?
That
like,
I appreciate a lot
because you can ascend off that energy.
Yeah, I think like honestly that's like a good point. Is sometimes I feel like when I'm like the weakest comic, I end up doing even worse. Like almost when I'm like in a room with like great comics, I'm just like in my head a little bit. But sometimes when I walk into like the shittiest open mic, I'm like, how would I just blow everyone away? Which is like a little egotistical, but it also kind of works.
You have to.
However it works to bring yourself there, but those are the hardest rooms.
Yeah.
Because when you do like a big sold out show at the Opera House, of course it's going to be a rowdy crowd. Everyone's there. They've already bought into it. It's in the room in the basement of your peers and like two drunk people is where it's actually hardest to fucking hone the moment.
Yeah.
And that's so good.
I feel you need those wins also too, like for yourself.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. Because then, like, it is like sometimes when you're just losing, it can actually like get in your head a lot. Like, you're really just like, have I ever made anyone laugh? Like, I don't know that I have.
I had a streak that ended with a meltdown, and I was like, I don't think I should do this anymore.
Oh no! Oh my god, I've had those nights too. Yeah. What was the final show?
Corner.
Oh no!
I've never killed there.
Oh yeah.
And now I'm in my head about it, I think.
Right. Do you do the open mic or?
Yeah, I do their open mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, the open mic is notoriously like very hard there, so I wouldn't get it too in your head about it. It is like so funny to be like, I've never killed there, and it's like the hardest room in the city, and you're like, yeah, it's tough.
It is.
That's I wasn't so aware that it was like the hardest room. That makes me feel better.
I think the open mic is one of the harder ones. Yeah. Like
I did one time. I got invited back to do, and that was okay. You were there for that one.
Yeah, it's
that
better,
was okay.
right?
It is.
When it's an actual show.
Yeah.
For
the 3 minutes really.
That's okay. So I just did the open mic at Mothership in Austin,
nice.
And it was so nice, like being in Austin, because you're like going around, and you just like make friends, and then someone's like, "I'll show you on this show," and so the guy that like puts the list together for the Mothership, Adam Lucky, he was very nice, and he's like, "I'll put you on."
Shout out Adam.
Oh, but don't bug him. I actually now all the comics from Toronto put me on the Mothership mic.
Oh shit.
Can I tell you, I've already messaged him.
Yeah,
Really?
People who already know.
I'm going at the end of this month.
What was his name?
It's so good.
No, I did for real. I messaged him already. I saw his name. I saw the host's name.
Did you actually?
Yeah, and I went and I followed him and I messaged him.
What did you message him?
Stay on.
I told him I was coming to Austin at the end of this month.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
I didn't know this. Okay, so I can give you the connections and everything that I have. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's blessed. See, artists always bless each
But
other.
don't bug him. I did it before.
No one else bug him. I didn't know.
I did it before.
And I wouldn't have let when you do that.
It's too. If you're learning it now, it's too late for you.
Yeah.
Unless
Adam's
you've been
dead. Oh my god. He quit comedy. He moved to South America because of you guys.
Oh fuck.
So yeah, he threw me on, which was like super cool. And then, but it's 3 minutes, and it was a horrible audience. Like, but I was like, well, this is what I'm used to. So I had fun. Like it did not get to me at all.
Dope.
But other people, there was like a lot of bombs on the show I was on. I was like, ooh, brutal. But the people that were like good did well.
Yeah.
So like it was kind of. Yeah, the audience sucked, but it's like, are you a comic or not?
I know. That's what I sometimes I get in my head where I'm like, maybe everyone that I've made laugh is just like a fucking idiot, you know? And that I can't actually.
No, that's most of the world. world.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of
actually-
idiots. You can sell out a stadium to idiots.
Hey, well,
In
I've
most
been
American
there.
cities.
Been in those stadiums.
yeah, that's true.
You've been
Okay,
one of the
great.
idiots.
Yeah,
can still
no,
do
don't
it.
worry about that at all.
Hannah, do you think that like you can turn around a bomb easily? Have you had experience? Do you ever watch comedians skittle off the end and then you're like, fuck, and it could have, or watch someone do it well?
Oh yeah, watch people do it well for sure. I don't think I have that skill. Like I can, but I'm not. It's not something I'm great at.
Like once it starts to tank, it's
yeah,
hard
then
to...
I get in my head a lot. But I can. But if it starts low, that's where I shine.
Okay.
Like if you start me at the bottom, I'm like I'm about to like burst this. Yeah. It's like if you have no faith in me, I'm like watch what I can do.
Dude, I feel that.
Yeah.
You got B-rabbit syndrome. Step to the cipher as the white boy and crush it. 'Cause
yeah,
you're like,
that's
good.
it.
You guys hate me? Me too.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, oh,
Damn.
we're all on the same level. Perfect. I love that vibe.
So you can climb up the mountain
Yes.
well.
Yeah,
Sick.
I'm a great climber, but I'm very bad if I like kind of start well and then maybe I tell a joke that doesn't work, then I start to get in my head and I'm like, why didn't they like that? Oh, they hate me now, whatever. So I'm trying to work on that a bit more.
Do you think when
Yeah.
comedians call it out that they're bombing, it helps to like break that fourth wall, or do you think still
depends.
try to?
It depends why they are. Like, cause
Why you lost them?
yeah, it really depends. Cause is it because of you? Did you? Cause like sometimes, like I mean, Max Sheldrick is kind of like the king of that. Like he's just like immediately like you hate me, you hate me. Like, so yeah, you guys had him on. He's great.
so
But
great.
also like Nitty, your shirt that you're wearing.
Shout out to Tish.
He'll kind of like sit in a bomb and like doesn't care.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But like then at a certain point he's like, you guys really don't like me, and it'll just be like so hilarious, like for him to be like, no, I know what's going on and I don't care. So I do,
Yeah.
And
not-
be calm about it, like
So
confident
calm,
about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Whereas I'm like panicked still.
I
amazing.
get flushed.
Yeah.
Like the audience can tell. One time, an audience member was like, "You're doing great," and I was like, "That is the worst thing that you could have said to
Worst
me."
thing, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Worst.
That
That's
one was the
supportive.
one I remember leaving that show and like walking out of the venue and like getting on my bike and like riding as fast as I could
yeah,
just
you're
because
like,
I had
I'm
so
gonna
much
outride
energy.
this bomb right now. Yeah. You guys bike a lot, right? That's like your thing.
I bike.
Oh, you bike a lot. Okay.
I'm a biker.
You're not a big
I
biker.
have a scooter. I'll
But I'm
rent
not
a
like
bike
a
sometimes.
cyclist.
I'm just down.
Okay.
Okay. Not
I
like a
would
cyclist.
disagree because I've seen you walk into venues and I'm like, what's going on?
With the
Oh
helmet.
yeah.
With a helmet and like some kind of outfit that I'm like, I can't believe
Okay.
you left the house in that. So I would call you a cyclist. It will be like snowing and you'll come in and you're like, oh, tough day biking. And I'm like, why are you biking?
Yeah, I'm really okay. I see where you're
amazing.
When
coming
you're
from.
peeling off like some weird suit that, I don't know,
Dude.
wicks or breathes or does something.
Electric threads.
I was going to say that's an electric threads onesie. I got it for her, I think.
Dude, sometimes I catch a glimpse of myself in like a
Yeah.
glass and I'm like, wow, you're really doing this.
Yeah, no, and that's
so
perfect.
funny.
Yeah, I'm not a cyclist. I'm like,
How do you hate
Yeah.
other comedians in the scene?
No, it's
How do you
true, I am.
perceive Winnie?
yeah.
The cyclist?
Yeah.
The high cyclist. Oh yeah.
We do
I
I
love
love it.
cycling high too. Probably shouldn't
Oh
say
my
that.
God.
But
Why?
It's,
Oh,
I don't
can
know,
you get
maybe
arrested?
dangerous. I think you could probably get arrested, but I don't know
No.
how they would. Well, you can get arrested biking drunk.
Yeah.
Can you really?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
guess in
but
the
can you
city,
really?
in the city maybe it's different, but in Amsterdam, which is, by the way, I kind of learned to ride. I moved to Amsterdam not really knowing how to ride a bike.
What?
Are you Dutch?
Yeah, I am Dutch.
I'm
yeah.
Dutch.
Which you're, what? But not.
Clark.
Clarkman,
Oh,
but it's Clark.
Jesus.
Got that in stereo, too. She's
Yeah.
Wilhelmina
No,
Groutman.
my last name's Clark, but
Wow.
I was born in Zola.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
So are you dual thingy?
I just gave up my passport because I became a Canadian citizen, but I'm gonna fight for it and get it back.
Yeah,
I've
you should.
decided.
Oh,
Yeah.
being in the EU, like nothing
Yeah,
better.
I know.
I
I
was
don't-
trying to marry a guy just so I could. I mean, I loved him, but like, The priority was the EU passport.
Yeah, and you definitely, like, people that weren't born there but their parents were, they can get passports. They're pretty good with it.
Yeah, if your parents, yes, you can do it through your parents. Unfortunately, my dad never got his, so I can't, and I would have to marry someone.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, become a skilled laborer, which isn't going to happen.
They don't give visas. They must give visas for comedy there.
Oh, I went. No, they
Comedy's
have no
a
sense
skill.
of humor. In the Netherlands it is for sure. So I learned to ride a bike there. I would practice at night.
How long did you live there for?
A year. And but I was kind of a little bit back and forth because I was like dating a guy there as well. So I was like actually trying to move there. But yeah, I learned to ride a bike there, and it was like. But riding drunk and high is just like what you do in the Netherlands. Like it would be if no one did that, like the streets would be empty.
Right. That's what you go there to do.
The best thing, like when you would leave the bar at whatever a.m. and you just hop on your bike and go home.
It's the best.
The best.
I know.
Yeah.
I love riding high. I think in the summertime.
In the summer.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Along the water.
I would be like so high and I'd be like blasting EDM in my ears and you'd like hit a hill as the drop and you're like, there's no better feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Like that's
a little bit in your chest.
Yeah. It's like me and Avicii just went to another level.
You're levitating and just take off. Like, it's like, holy fuck.
Steven Spielberg music.
You start to just glitter. You're glowing. That is a beautiful feeling in your chest.
It's the best. Highly recommend biking high, listening to EDM, going over hills.
Something that I admire when I watch you is your crowd work. That's why when you say 3 years, I'm like, oh, what? Did you develop that, or was that something that you
think it's almost like, you know what, it's kind of like that is almost like a security thing or like a technique if I feel like maybe I'm bombing or I'm trying to turn something or get a different reaction from people. Because I'm not great at crowd work. Jam Easy also was on the podcast, hilarious episode. Yeah. He's like the best at crowd work.
He's the best.
But
also, that's what he fucking kills at the corner at that open mic. And then these fucking comics never, anyway.
But he's a special breed of, like, but he's the same. Like, if you give him like the shittiest venue, he'll just like destroy and be like unfollowable. But yeah, so he's really great at like discovering things among the crowd and like making connections, whereas I'm better at almost like making observations and comments on like what I see.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if it's like really like true crowd work or if I'm like, you look like this and I think that, because I almost like don't give them a chance to respond. Like,
right.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm working the crowd or if I am still like, it's almost, I don't know. I still feel like more in control. Yeah. Whereas a lot of time with crowd work, I'm like, I don't know what to say or where this is going.
Dude, I just, I've been saying the craziest shit. So, some crazy shit during crowd work because I don't know what else to say. Yeah. And then so it's been an interesting, I just started doing crowd work 6 months ago.
I hear it takes a while to kind of.
Well, my background was acting, so I wrote the monologue. I memorized the monologue, and then I delivered the monologue, and that felt really safe for me for a really long time. But it's so stifling because when someone doesn't laugh at a space where you left a beat for laughter, you're like, fuck.
Tell the comics that are holding on to their monologues too, and you're like, buddy, like put away the word doc, like
totally.
You have to be in the room.
So
do you like White Squirrel, by the way?
I love White Squirrel.
Do you go to the coffee place?
No, I just...
Oh, you just like the squirrel?
The squirrel itself.
Oh, man. Yeah. I wasn't in Toronto when White Squirrel was going on, but it was, like, international.
It was, wasn't it?
I don't even remember where I was living, but I knew all about White Squirrel.
It was when he died in Trinity, and it was, like, a whole thing.
It was a huge thing, yeah. No one killed him, though, right?
No, he died of natural causes. And we
thank God. Or that person would be... Toronto would have their blood on their hands.
Were you here when that raccoon died during COVID and people did a vigil around it?
I must have been in Oshawa because I had to move back because I was living internationally and then everyone had to move back, so I just had to live with my parents for a bit, and I think that's where I was when the raccoon died. Yeah, like, you know what is crazy though? Is like people love raccoons like internationally because they don't have them. Like when I was living in Netherlands, someone had like a massive raccoon tattoo, and she's like, "I love raccoons." I'm like, "You wouldn't if you ever met one." Like she was like, "They're so cute." I'm like, "They're a pest in Toronto."
They're little bears.
Yeah, like
they're little bears.
So scary looking.
And I do, like, obviously everyone in Toronto has a soft spot for a raccoon, but when you're like fighting over your garbage every night, you're like, I'm not gonna put this on my, I'm not gonna tattoo this on me.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the capybara. You know that animal?
Yeah, Australian.
Yeah.
And what about it?
I'd probably get it tattooed on me,
Right.
but I don't know if
Because it's everyone's friend.
It's a rat. I
But
think.
you'll just see them like dead, like on the side of the road. You know, I killed a kangaroo.
What?
By accident. I want that on record.
Where? In Australia?
It was like kind of inevitable. You're just gonna like absolutely kill a kangaroo at some point
What?
if you drive long enough.
Yeah, you drove
Sorry,
into
I
it.
don't know if the people in the room are upset now.
No, they're fine.
Okay, good.
It's the same as like killing
no
a deer,
kangaroo
maybe.
It's
activists.
100% killing a
There you
deer.
go.
So like when we were
Happens.
driving through the outback and they so many of them, you just see them
flying.
littered on the side of the
Oh
road.
my
Like it's
gosh.
crazy.
And they're
but
big, right?
They're not as big as you think.
Okay.
Those are like, I never saw one. You know the ones that are
The
like
muscle ones?
ripping dogs apart?
Yeah.
I never saw those.
Or drowning dogs.
Yeah, that's like their thing. And
Yeah.
you're like, when did this become a kangaroo? It's just this monster.
Yeah, they're fucking jacked like
Well, you see
crazy,
the
like
the dogs
bodybuilders.
have this special collars so the kangaroos
Yeah.
can't kill them. I'm like, when
Because
did this
kangaroo
become...
just starts like mustering with the dog and like looking and trying to fucking.
It'll drown it.
Yeah, but they do the thing where
They're
they're like
like-
looking away.
Yeah, like I can't be blamed for this. This is my arms doing this.
No, I killed just like a normal one that's like whatever.
Chest height?
I guess, yeah. Like if they're standing, they're kind of like up to here, I would say.
Oh, whoa.
Do you
I
want
thought
it
they
to
were
be?
way bigger
Sure,
than
I'll
that.
listen to that. But yeah, they would yeah, they're just like on the side of the road, and
Fuck.
if it's the same as deer. If you're driving at dawn or dusk, you like it's more likely. And we just like had somewhere to be, so I was driving at dawn. And one hopped, and I was like, well, I just killed a kangaroo.
You know what? Some might
God.
argue that animals hop in front of vehicles when they want to die, but they can't die of natural causes.
Who would argue that?
Some
think-
spiritual teachers.
Everyone accepts that.
Everyone knows
That's so good.
That's what I like to think.
are suicidal.
Yeah.
They're just ready to go back into whatever's next.
But they were kind of just like a pest there. Like
Yeah.
you would see.
And they eat them too, right? You ever have kangaroo meat?
I didn't. I don't eat red meat. So
Oh, word.
I think I was. I don't know that I was offered kangaroo meat ever. I think I was offered crocodile actually at one point, and I turned it down. But I don't know.
Seems like it'd be chewy.
It's like a white
That's-
fish.
Yeah, so maybe it was kangaroo meat, but either way, everyone was like, it's not good meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, you're not like
Tough.
missing out on like some delicacy. They're like, it's shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a kangaroo's attitude.
Yeah, and they have such a shit attitude.
They seem like kind of
They
pricks.
see dogs and they want to kill them?
Yeah.
What are you, Cruella de Vil?
Yeah.
Horrible.
So good. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Oshawa.
Okay, word. How was that?
It was like, honestly, we were so poor. Like, we were
fuck.
super poor. I didn't know it. You never know it when you're poor. Were either of you poor at any point?
I had a weird experience because I fluctuated between my mom having 2 cars and 2 apartments and being on trips and having wads of money to us being homeless with our
wow.
suitcases and
Just the wee
not telling
fluctuation.
not telling the schools, or my parents were divorced, so we went to my dad, so we'd sleep in internet cafes and like be homeless and get evicted a lot. So we'd go. It almost hurt more to be rich, upper middle class
'Cause then you
sometimes,
know.
and I knew the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
And then we'd be broke again. So, but I honestly, I funneled it into basically cooking. I think like when I was left kind of home alone and we didn't have anything in the fridge, and like you're a kid, you're like, I gotta eat. So
Yeah.
you gotta like I gotta make cabbage stew taste really good with condiments I can steal
wow.
from McDonald's. You get the salt and pepper packets. You know what I'm saying? You
Oh
just-
yeah, you were. I love how you're like, well, and then you just say the poorest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
You're like, we had mustard soup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You put condiments in there.
I'm
You
like,
got-
maybe I was rich. I don't know.
you gotta thug it out.
I never did that.
And then like you look around, but your friends are even worse. To your point,
Yeah.
my friend, like his mom didn't even give a fuck like when he came home, and now he's in jail for life. So you get that, added up.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I grew up around. But my parents were a little different. Like, we were super poor, but we were also super religious. So they were very strict with us because it was almost like they just had this mentality of, like, this isn't going to be forever.
Okay.
So they were very responsible. So, like, our power never got turned off. But, like, we were the poorest. Like, we were so poor. So, yeah, I was around people that were, like, making mustard soup. But we always had, like, bread,
Nice.
Fuck.
But yeah, I can sympathize with the people that are like, oh, so and so's
Or some people even have less than I did, and there was like fucking 5 kids, and like in one bedroom sometimes, just like thugging it out.
Yeah, for sure. You saw it, but like I said, it was like so normal. Like it just was everywhere. And then it wasn't until I moved to Toronto that I was like, oh my God, everyone here is rich. Like everyone is doing well.
Your family has a cottage?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And
like,
everyone's like, oh, my parents paid for the apartment and like the car's from them. And I'm like, what? Like we had one vehicle for 5, for 5 of us. And like, oh my God, it was always like broken. Like.
So yeah, you had that rationed kind of top of lower class.
I would say top of lower class. Yeah, that's it. Like we didn't have anything. Like we truly had our imagination.
Back to school shopping.
Back to school shopping was the thrift store, like Goodwill.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, like she would still like try and like.
Put it together for you.
Exactly. Like we still went there and like got new things, but it was like, I would see my friends with like whatever, like something
brand new. See, my mom would spend the rent money on the Jordans for me. So we get evicted, but I was still shining.
This we saw a lot. Like I would see this, like the people would literally, like I'd be volunteering at like a soup kitchen, and the people would be like, they'd be at the soup kitchen talking about their son's like PS whatever and I'm like, you're at a soup kitchen, like what? And that was you.
Yeah, that was us. No.
You were at home.
Yeah, I was at home with and I have.
Thanks, mommy.
I have metaphors about it in the album I wrote about that time period. It's like what are good at designer shoes if you ain't got nowhere to go when you have them.
Oh, bars.
And what does it matching glasses said if you ain't got a counter to lay them on? Like, it's like, fuck, what does it matter? But, that's how sometimes people who are in situations where everything feels out of their control, it feels like luck, and they think the only shot is to raise their vibration by faking it till you make it. Like, put it on the outside, and hopefully you can believe it. And then other people are convinced of your wealth. I mean, look at rappers who come out the hood in the first investment, which actually turns out isn't the worst investment. Diamonds.
Jewelry? Diamonds, yeah.
Honestly, in terms of retaining value. Yeah. So that is actually... I stand corrected.
Have you recently made $1 million off of your first EP?
Put it on your neck, bitch.
Are you a SoundCloud rapper that's coming to a bunch of money? Diamonds.
But you see it a lot where people try to put it on their neck, So it's like, I think it's a last attempt at that. But I mean, being an adult, you understand that actually fucking saving the rent money and staying where you live is actually the smarter investment. Read a book.
Read a book. And we read books. Did you guys read books growing up?
Never.
No?
No. Lemony Snicket, Goosebumps.
Oh, these are great.
Lemony
Snicket's great.
I would crack some fucking spines, I would get in there. I'd get in those books.
How did you feel of Jim Carrey's portrayal of Olaf or whatever?
Amazing.
So good, right?
He's so good.
I was just writing a little interview, and I was like, they're like, who is your comedy inspiration growing up? I'm like, Jim Carrey.
Me too.
Right?
He's one of my gods. It is Jim Carrey, Richard Pryor, and Eminem. Those are my
very good. That's
gods.
a well-rounded.
Yeah.
It's a good mind group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else do you like?
Yeah. Who else?
Well, like I was saying, like kind of. I don't know. Like everything switched, but I feel like just like being a child in the 90s, like watching Jim Carrey, it was like godlike.
Yeah.
It was like this guy could do anything.
Ace
like,
Ventura.
Yeah. And I go back now and watch. People are like, oh, the movies didn't age well. I'm like, but his performances still unmatched.
The pen is blue.
Yeah.
That still bangs.
And he's in the Sonic movies now.
Yeah.
And so my friend really wanted to, Brenton, he really wanted to see the Sonic 3. I'm like, haven't seen Sonic 1 or 2. We go to the theater. I'm like, I'm just here for popcorn. But then Jim Carrey came on screen. I was like, Oh, I forgot he was in this. And literally,
So
it was 2 hours of the best Jim Carrey ever.
Okay, because I've
He
been
can be
wanting
in
to watch
anything.
Sonic 3 because of him. I didn't know he was back.
So good.
Yeah.
It was like you could tell what was improvised, and you're just like, this man is a genius.
I saw something on Facebook that might be a lie. I didn't fact check it, but it's an Adam Sandler and Jim Carrey series potentially coming our way.
That would be amazing.
About comics. About being.
That would be really great.
Yeah, I know. It could be a lie though.
Yeah, who knows?
Let's
It could
pray
be
for it. Make
AI.
it so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
saw
know who
this.
sends me so much AI is James Cummins. He'll literally send me like a penguin, like serving a table of, and he'll be like, "Is this AI?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" No, it's not that bad. But he'll send me animals all the time and be like, "Is this AI?" I'm like, "It's so clearly AI."
Yeah, I got sent a fisherman boat in the Arctic saving
With
a
the
polar bear.
He sent me this one. And they're cuddling the polar bear, and he's like, "This is so great." I'm like, "James,
It's not real.
it's not."
I saw one that was a bunch of celebrities being like, "Fuck Kanye" with "Fuck Kanye" merch, like a bunch of Jewish celebrities,
Oh.
and it was all AI.
Oh, I
but
thought you were gonna be like, and it was real.
no, it wasn't. It was, but it looked pretty real.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was real at the start, and I was like, "This is a wild campaign that these guys are on."
You know what's weird is I find the people ones are getting very accurate.
Yeah.
I guess because they do exist, so they
Yeah.
can combine them with like real. So, but yeah, the animal ones, I'm like, this is a cartoon.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
It's wild though. I wonder how that'll affect like cartoons, like just
Oh,
like
yeah.
live action movies. You know, you don't even
True.
need people. You can just use AI for sure for those.
But you still gotta pay them for their likeness.
The polar bear.
Yeah.
You have to give him a fish.
No,
But no, like.
their voice, they still have to be voiced.
Oh, right,
but
right,
like,
right.
I wasn't talking about like a human cartoon, although I guess you could do that. I was talking about like Pixar or some shit.
What is your
Right.
favorite Jim Carrey movie?
Oh my god, I feel like the Grinch had the most impact on me. Yeah.
his
He
job
went
in the
through
Grinch.
hell.
Yeah,
for
yeah, and
that
I
role.
really I can still watch it and be like, you are so good in this.
Watch it every year.
Yeah, but like all of them, like he's just so good. Like, and yeah, Series of Unfortunate Events, amazing. And you can see, I love the Jim Carrey outtakes too, when
Yes.
the actors are just like fighting for their life, like not to burst
Not to
out
laugh.
laughing.
Yeah.
Because that's his thing. He's like, I'm gonna keep going until
Yeah.
someone breaks, and you're like,
He's the class clown. It's the best.
yeah, yeah. So it's like I do I love watching like people trying to hold it together around him. What
His
about you?
character work is the best.
Yeah.
Like my favorite movie, period. Like if someone just asked me what's your favorite movie, it's Man on the Moon.
Oh,
Like
I
that-
actually haven't seen that one.
Oh my gosh.
Because that one, I was like, I think I was too young when it came out.
'Kay.
It's so good though.
It's my favorite movie, period. It's
Okay.
incredible filmmaking. It's him portraying Andy
Yes.
Kaufman, who also creates a character who's like really funny, Tony Clifton. And he has like this
Yes.
character, and kind of covers the Comedy Store at the end, would put that dream in my head. And then he's just so fucking into this character that you're like watching someone truly like transform their consciousness. And his impersonations and
Wow.
impressions was always his thing, but
Yeah.
like he's like really goes through with this. It's
Yeah.
I
Okay,
would
I'll watch
suggest
that
it.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought, but I should watch it.
And then there's a
again.
documentary on him shooting
Yes.
it,
Called
and
Andy, or-
everyone
Yeah,
just
everyone just-
fucking hated him.
Yeah.
on that
Because he
set.
wouldn't break.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he'd stay in character.
That's
Yeah.
next level. I don't think I have the confidence to do that. I would
I-
break.
Yeah.
As soon as I see someone uncomfortable, I'm like, oh, no, I'm just.
You know what I was doing a lot when I was in Austin was just I started talking in a Southern accent.
Yeah, because why not?
I couldn't turn it off. And I was because people would come, I was like on a scooter and a guy was coming up and asking me how to use it. And I was like, I'm just going to go full Southern church lady.
That's sick.
And I was just like, this is a little game for me, I think.
Yes, and they
So-
believed you.
Oh, there was no, because it was also like they're talking to me in that accent.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just mirroring you. So it was very easy. It wasn't like I was like pulling it out of nowhere. Because at first I wasn't meaning to do it. And then I was like, this is just kind of fun.
I'm just gonna roll with this. this.
Yeah.
I think you park
Little
them over
southern
there.
drawl.
Yeah, it's not too drawly in Austin, but they definitely have that like twangy a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely there. But then like it was funny, I met someone from Kentucky and I was like, oh, you really talk like yeah, Kentucky's like next level for like southern accent thickness.
I like it.
Yeah.
So you don't eat red meat, so you didn't have any barbecue.
I had lots of barbecue, but it was chicken and turkey.
Oh, right.
Oh,
They can
nice.
still be other things that get
You
barbecue.
can still participate.
Barbecue anything you
Oh,
want.
shit. How was it?
It was very good. Yes, it was. But like, I also had a lot of Mexican while I was there because that's something Canada is missing.
I agree. Toronto specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we have like Tex-Mex or whatever, but we don't have like good authentic Mexican. We
Yeah.
just don't. And if we do, heaven forbid someone opens up and it's like $19 for a small taco.
I was gonna say in that we love the place in the distillery.
Yeah.
El Catrin.
Yeah.
El Catrin,
Yep.
so it's definitely like an elevated
That's the
thing.
closest you can get, and it's so expensive.
It's
Yeah,
so
it's like if you
expensive.
go out with like two people for sure, it's over like $100.
Insane.
Like yeah.
Whereas there, it's like $4 for like a little one,
In
and
the
it's
States.
the best. And they're just jumping it on. You
I-
can have one, and you're like, this is so good.
At a gas station.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like my buddy Spandy lived there just outside of Dallas in a small town, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna take you the best tacos you ever had." And it was like, what do they put? Just like a little like like shredded beef, and they
Yeah.
ask you if they want it spicy, and they just do peppers, and then they like
Yeah.
sear all the delicious taco or whatever like already, and then
Yeah.
maybe pico de gallo, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
simple.
Oh, it's so simple. There's
$1.50.
maybe 4 ingredients.
Exactly.
And then you get to choose your salsa, which is my favorite. I always go green, the
Yeah.
spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what, because someone recommended, they're like, oh, this, because I was like, well, I want Mexican while I'm here. And they're like, oh, yeah, go to this food truck. And I was like, really? Like, it's just a food truck? But then you see it, and they're cooking it like authentic Mexican style with the big grill, and they're just dumped from buckets. They're just
Yeah,
dumped.
yeah, yeah.
And
Home
you're like,
Depot
oh,
buckets.
okay, yeah. You're like, this is legit.
Yeah.
Real deal.
Yeah, that was good. That was my favorite more than the barbecue.
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want
Okay,
some,
good.
I want some parking lot tacos.
Yeah, so you're
Yeah.
going.
We're going to San Antonio because I got into a comedy festival there.
Oh, that's great. People
Yeah.
say the comedy is good there too.
Yeah. But I got my slots are Thursday and Sunday, so we have Friday and Saturday completely open. So we're just gonna drive to
Perfect.
Austin.
Yeah, it's a few hours, and a lot of comics will do that. They just drive back and forth.
Yeah.
Because while I was there, comics were like, "Oh, there's a good mic in San Antonio that we go
Damn.
to," and they would just go for that. So
Wow.
I can try and figure out what the mic is for you. So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
you can do that one as well.
Okay, sick. Thanks.
Yeah. No, Austin's so fun. Do
Yeah.
you guys like barbecue? Are you into that?
Yeah.
And we've been shooting food content for this channel, and it just
Yeah.
can't all just be me and my recipes. So we go places.
Have you been to the one barbecue that's outside of Trinity Bellwoods? It's on Queen. Everyone, I live beside it.
Bones
and
and
yeah,
biscuit.
yes, yeah.
Smoking bones. Smoking
Wait.
bones.
It's not the place.
But it is beside a dog place. It's called like biscuits.
Yeah, that's
Bones
true.
and biscuit. That's when you get dog treats and you barbecue them.
That's hilarious.
But smoke bones.
Smoking
Smoking
bones.
bones.
Smoking
Yeah,
bones?
Smoking bones.
It's
yeah.
it doesn't knock.
Oh, it's mid, eh?
Yeah.
It's mid,
Okay.
and it's priced top tier, and it's mid.
Oh, but well, everything now is.
Yeah.
Like, so what's the best like Toronto barbecue? Would you say?
Cherry Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
Okay.
that's priced fairly premium, but the experience is premium, and the food is
nice.
like above premium.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
good
I'm
to know.
I'm cool if the quality.
And
is
I think
Insider
they have
tip.
chicken. Pretty sure they have chicken.
yeah, they
Probably,
do. Didn't
right?
Primo have chicken?
I don't
Anyway.
remember.
Oh man, that's fun.
So, 3 years. You're already with Yucks. Congratulations.
you.
When did that happen?
I happened 2 years in, so like a
Okay,
year
wow.
ago. Yeah.
So your first year, you just fucking crushed it.
Yeah. But
That's crazy, dude.
You know, my first year, we can talk about this, was in the pandemic. So it was during lockdowns. Like I started in between lockdowns, and then when like everything shut down, like every comic kind of had to make a choice whether they were going to do like illegal shows or not. Because in the second one, people were pissed.
Yeah.
So in the first one, I don't think there was really illegal
No.
shows. In the second one, everyone was like running a show out of their backyard
Yeah,
or basement
totally.
or
Fuck,
whatever.
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, fuck it. Like I just made the choice. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And that I think like kind of helped my career so much because I was just like rubbing elbows and shoulders or whatever with all of the best comics in Toronto,
Yeah.
which I would never have gotten to talk to if I was just an open micer.
Yeah.
But they were all at these basement shows. and like just like cheering me on. I was like, okay, so it kind of like
doing
was
it.
Such a nice thing came out of it.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Yeah. Did you do any of those? Were you like in?
I started after the last lockdown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I think you're might be more than 3 years. I was February.
I'm like
2022.
3, and I started in I'm like 3.5 now.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
So you're
I just
exactly
passed
3?
the 3
You just
year
passed.
in
Yeah. So I was in September
of last year.
Would be my 3-year mark. Yeah.
Nice.
That's so great. I'm very impressed by you.
Well, that's so
I
nice.
will.
I'm
I have
impressed
to,
by you
and
guys.
also like you are like a big fish, kind of. You
Hello.
know here. Oh, hello. And
Hello,
I definitely was like a little intimidated by you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so silly.
I know.
Oh, that's so dumb.
I know. When you asked to be on the podcast, I was like, oh.
No, I was offended. You guys hadn't asked me yet.
Is that okay?
And I was about to blacklist you, and I was like, well,
This
no,
bitch.
not at all. That's so silly.
Do you are you good at like social situations?
Okay, so like the Austin kind of forced it upon me as I was telling you this, because I am like I have ADD, so I am kind of good at like just being like attacking like a social situation if it's like kind of on.
Right.
But then I can be very like shy and antisocial as well if that's kind of what my brain is feeling. So I am very good at adapting.
Yeah.
I think that is one of my biggest skills is you can plot me down and I can like figure out and adapt. But then there'll be other times where I'm just like I'm not doing well.
Yeah.
Like I'm so not here. So at the beginning of the trip, it was a little bit more of the what am I doing here? I'm so lonely. I don't fit in. And then my brain just being like, well, you have to.
Yeah.
Like, you literally have to. So get out there. And then like by the end, I felt like I'd made so many friends and so many connections. So I was
so
like, oh, right,
good.
this is like a bit of a superpower of mine. Like I can fit in. So
Yeah.
yeah. But I feel like you guys are the same way. Like you don't think you can fit
I
in?
rely on him a lot.
great at it.
So yeah, he always has been. I've like very up until no, I still think I'm an introvert, but like I would identify as an introvert, and he's definitely an extrovert. And like
you might be an introvert, but you do have an energy that's very warm and inviting.
Thank you.
So like, cause even if you're in a room, there's still like a nice energy around you. That doesn't make me go, oh, I don't want to talk to Winnie. I'm just like, oh, Winnie's here.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I honestly feel like stand-up has helped so much with just being okay with being uncomfortable. I think that, and so like when I'm in social situations now and I feel that like initial ping that makes you want to go to the food section, food table, I can like sit in it and like be okay with it rather than like run away and hide in the bathroom or something.
Yeah, I think that's I think comedy really helps with that because you also just have an excuse to talk to people.
Yeah.
And to be like, oh, we're in this room together because of comedy, so I can at the very least, talk about that.
But I actually like last year I asked him to stop coming to shows with me.
Because he was out shining?
Not because he was out shining, although when we first met, I did in my head say like I'm never going to be with this guy because he gets more attention than I do. But because like I just lean on it too much, and I had to like stand on my own 2 feet, and like figure out what that is.
That was me in Austin. I was like, oh, you have to just be on your own, Hannah.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna be the rest of your life. Like if you're a comic, you're gonna have to go into rooms where you don't know anyone and still shine. So like you have to learn to do it.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, we were all at karaoke together. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And because I think that's where I met you officially.
Yeah.
Was at this karaoke. Yeah, James Cummins' birthday party and Monica Gross, their joint birthday party.
So cute.
But you guys walked in and you had like such a big energy, took over the room, and there was.
Thank you. I was trying to keep it low key. In Winnie's world, I try and keep it kind of low key.
No, you were okay.
I can't. I don't even know how.
Dapping up everyone. You were singing every song perfectly. Because I was also just like, who is this? And then everyone was like, this is like what he does. I was like, oh, okay, true. But there was one song where you sang, I don't remember whose song it was, like what rapper. Obviously, they were black because there was a black girl sitting beside me. You sang every word, and she leans in. She goes, he gets to say the N-word.
That's
and
amazing.
I didn't.
He didn't.
No,
she
he
didn't
doesn't.
even say that to anyone. She just leaned in and said to me, I died laughing. She's like, we give it. She's like, he gets to tonight.
I appreciate that. I've gotten the past
I wish I
before.
knew what song it was, but I think it was just like maybe a lesser known one or something that you knew every word to.
It could have been New York because I got a gang of people walking with my.
It wasn't. That's a huge song.
Yeah.
We hope you're enjoying this amazing conversation with this incredible guest.
But what else is on our channel?
Great question, Ellevan.
We have lots of stuff. We have food videos,
We have stretch-alongs and meditations.
yoga videos. We have affirmations. Are you into affirmations?
So once you're done watching this, go watch some other videos on our channel.
No, it was something like kind of more obscure that you were just like destroying.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Bless. I wish
Yeah.
I could see myself from your perspective. That's sick.
Well, that was also me and hers, like our first time like meeting you, and we're like, who is this guy?
This fucking guy
That
who
room
knows all the
was
rap.
packed.
It was.
Karaoke
I
in
love
Toronto
rap.
is always just in little rooms, right? Like,
Yes.
is it ever at just like a bar?
Oh yeah, that's like a huge handlebar on Wednesdays. It's like a huge in Kensington. That's a big comic hangout. Because it's a huge event, and there's always like you get a crowd and everyone's like kind of cheering you on type thing. Like it's a huge thing. There's a lot of comics that go every week. So if you want that, like if you want bar, that's a really good one to go to.
Oh, okay, cool.
There's other ones that are sadder, but that one is the best, I would say. There's a lot of sad karaoke going on in Toronto.
Everywhere. You can always find sad karaoke.
Yeah.
Do you have a go-to?
No, I don't. Like, I think Taylor Swift is like the easiest to sing because she can't sing. Because she writes
That's so
songs for
funny.
someone who can't sing.
Smart.
Yeah, so Taylor
Smart.
Swift is a very easy one. So, and she usually has like bangers that will like hype the white girls up. So yeah, she's a good one to sing. Yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes country can be like fun or like pop. You know, big pop ones are
NSYNC.
fun. I've never done like a boy band one. I feel like I don't know. I wasn't really like into the boy bands as much.
Were you into the girl bands?
Yeah, I was
Spice
way
Girl?
more. Yeah. I was way more into the girls.
They have some
Britney,
bangers.
Yeah.
Like Max Martin producing Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Like Christina Aguilera.
That's been my algorithm lately. Is like the songwriters are in my algorithm, and I'm like, these people are so talented. When it'll be like Max Martin like breaking down how he like made this pop hit. I'm like, this is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like I don't know why that's my algo right now, but it's all like the songwriters being like, hey, actually, this was all me.
Yeah.
Like this person may have sung it, but I created everything.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you never really think about like since albums disappeared, and because we used to be able to read all the shit about it and the writers on it and stuff. But
Yeah.
like, where do you even find that information
Now it's TikTok. Now you got to go to TikTok.
Yeah.
and-
Oh right.
Are you
yeah.
on the
on that.
talk?
I am, but like my TikTok is like so like I just like throw videos on
Yeah.
there that get no love, and I totally am like, yeah, I just don't care.
I
Yeah,
feel the same
same.
way about it. I'm like, I
Yeah.
just can't. I got enough followers on purpose. I engage just to be able to live stream, and then I go on and I live stream for a little bit, and I'm like, I'm just not really seeing any impact to this. And then
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried that it's like an age thing. Like it's
Right.
it's
It could
neurologically
be,
built
yeah.
for people under 30.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
Again, that's why I'm like, I'm not invested in this, and just like, I don't think it's for me, and that's okay.
How have you navigated the content scene? Like,
I'm very bad at it. I'm just starting now to post stuff, but I'm also just starting to post. Like before, I was always like, "What do people want?" And now I'm just posting the dumbest shit. Because
I
I'm
like it.
Yeah, because
I'm
I'm like,
super
"Oh,
into
this
it.
makes me laugh," and it's just very much what I am. So I'm posting stuff that I'm like, I don't care if this gets one view. Like it's making me laugh.
you're
so,
a G.
Yeah.
That's proper. That's just fucking live your life.
You
like-
going to get snacks?
Yes,
Perfect video.
yes, yeah. And I was like, because I posted that one, but in a way, it was like I was like trying, and I immediately, it was like 10 minutes after I posted it, I deleted it. And I was like, this isn't right. Like I had a different angle, and I was like, no, like I'm gonna post just the stupidest, silliest video of me going to get snacks. And if it gets no love, I'll still be proud of it. You know, like because it's
Fuck yeah.
so dumb, and
Yeah.
it did way better than the original one because it was real. You know,
Yeah.
like so. That's kind of my view of like content. I'm like, if it makes me laugh and I can, even if it gets one view and I'm proud of it, then I'm proud of it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's like a healthier.
You have to be like putting out art because you want to. Like it has to be something that
Isn't
you
that such
enjoy.
a weird thing?
Yeah.
That's a weird. Do you think Michelangelo was ever? He must have, right?
He was obsessed.
Someone was like commissioning him to paint a ceiling.
We're tortured
and he's
souls.
like, do I want to do this?
So we had yes.
yeah.
To your point, we had Justin Boya on the podcast. Do you know him?
No.
It's like there's this painting, the DJ painting, like the funky, smooth, cool DJ. That's him, and he's also like just like a well-educated artist. Period. And he was talking about that. He's like, these are tortured souls.
Yeah.
Like every artist is completely like kind of fucked when they're that immersed in their work. And he's like, do you think like he just woke every day with inspiration when he was commissioned? He's like, no, these were clients.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It was like the king.
Yeah, it's almost like
and you're like, well, I guess I have to.
yeah, it's like it's a mix between like doing your passion, like you get to do stand up, but then also it's a corporate gig.
Yeah.
Like you have to follow rules.
I know people don't
like,
realize this, but like painters had corporate gigs and they just had to paint.
Yeah.
They just were like, well, I need the money, so I guess I'll, paint. You know the Night's Watch by Rembrandt? It's this massive Dutch painting. I mean, and it was kind of like very it was like it was an interesting thing at the time because he was like using shadow and everything and light in a certain way, which people weren't really doing. And the people were like semi in action instead of just like being posed.
Oh.
Yeah, please.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But it was
Like this?
Yeah, that one.
This one.
Yeah. It's huge. Like it takes up the space of like a wall.
Oh, fuck.
But it was a commission. It's so famous now. Like it's his most famous painting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's his most famous one. But it was a commission
Yeah, that's
for
beautiful.
them, for these guys. And if you look into them, they're like kind of almost like a community watch group.
Oh
so
my
it's like,
gosh.
There's no way he was like inspired by them, but he had to like find.
He had to make it dope.
Yeah.
I had this
That's
experience
what's special. That's the art.
doing brand songs and working with brands and like turning art into money. That's been the journey of, well, you better make it real for yourself and authentic because also you're going to present this as your work. Like it's associated with your name. So you're kind of, you better find the fucking flow in it.
I need to take a video of this dog.
Yeah, that's Ralph. He's cute guy. Do you, speaking of like content and inspiration,
So cute.
content and inspiration, like do you, when you write your jokes, is it like burning thoughts like, that you just need to say publicly, or is it a lot of more on the fly
I feel
riffing?
like a lot of it is like something maybe I'm embarrassed by.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe something that I've said that made someone laugh and I'm like, oh, there's something there. Or something that made me laugh that I'm like, oh, like maybe I could explore that a bit. I'm not really the type to be like, oh, this is a burning thought.
Cool.
It's more... Yeah, it's more like, oh, this was awkward. Like, like, oh, can I tell you a story? Okay, and it's with a famous comedian, and I'll name him. I don't care. So I was in,
Let's go.
because it's like me being like, what the hell? It's Joe DeRosa. Do you know Joe DeRosa? He's like, he's a New York comic.
Great name.
Yeah, so he was in Austin while we were there, and we were all at like Mitzi's, the bar that is beside Mothership. It's like the bar where all the, the people that are on Mothership go and drink after.
Mitzi is the name of Pauly Shore's mom who owned the Comedy Store, and Joe Rogan started.
that's
it.
Yeah,
cute.
so Joe Rogan is honoring her by this bar.
That's so cool.
But we were all in there, and like something awkward happened, and like Joe was kind of like, I won't say what happened, but like if something just happened, and then Joe was there, and he's like, he wasn't sure if he was gonna leave or not. And you can smoke inside, whatever. And he was just like kind of standing there. He's like, I don't know. And everyone's like, come on, Joe, stay. And I don't know him. I don't know this man. But I'm wasted. And I'm like, I'm just happy to be there. Like, I'm happy I knew enough people I even got into the bar. Like,
That's
if that
sick.
makes sense to you.
Fuck yeah.
Like, I'm like, I know someone who knew someone who's dating someone who's friends with these people. And I'm like, yay, right? Wasted.
That's hilarious.
And so I'm like, Joe, stay. I'm like, let's have a cigarette together. And he goes, no. I go, oh, well, fuck me then. And he looks me up and down and goes, no.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. That's hilarious.
Oh, man.
And he just came with the
Bro.
bird. That's harsh.
And I was like,
That's not what I was saying. Like,
and in that moment, I was like, is that a Canadian expression? Because, like, all week I'd been being called out for, like, my Canadianisms.
Yeah.
So then I was like, no, that's not what it means. I go, it means, like, oh, well, like, you know, my bad, I guess, or something.
Fuck me.
And only one, my friend was the only person who heard this. The next day, he was like, Hannah.
Oh my God, I hate it.
You were destroyed.
Oh my God.
But also a little bit like how fucking egotistical do you have to be that if someone goes, oh, well, fuck me, you're like, you really think that person's just offering themselves to you? Like, I'm sorry, but what?
He was
Get the
really
fuck outta here.
taking
Can you
the
imagine?
joke. He was taking the joke.
I don't think he was.
Oh, he really thought?
No, he really thought I was being like, hey, fuck me.
Oh.
Like being
Like,
like
yeah,
oh,
like, let's
you're
have a
big
cigarette.
comic.
No, oh,
okay, well,
just-
do you want to fuck me then?
Yeah.
Like, that's truly what he thought.
No.
Yes.
You think so?
100%.
Oh, that's even hilarious.
No, because
Okay,
we
that's
told
crazy.
everyone that was there after, and they're like, what the fuck? No, it was 100%.
Oh my God.
that.
No,
Once
that's
you get
just
to
the
a
same.
certain point, fuck, comics
Yes.
must get so much pussy.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's what it is.
right.
Because he's like a big New York comic, so
Okay.
he's probably used to girls being like, please, like, fuck me, Joe. And I'm like, I was not offering to fuck you.
That's
Do you think-
hilarious.
Do you think female comics get as
No.
much offers? Like
No.
famous female comics?
No.
I agree. I don't think that's the case.
No one wants to fuck me. Nobody.
I don't think that's
No,
I don't
that's
think
true.
that's
There
true.
are like gremlins that will like crawl out from under their seats after I've done a set, and they're like, "I'm single." I'm like, "No shit." No shit.
But being funny is such a likable quality. I feel like comedians would always be safe if you're really funny to find someone to fuck. No?
Maybe males.
Yeah.
If you're really
Is it
funny,
more of a
you got to be
masculine
really
thing?
funny.
Because there are some ugly dudes who are very funny who like
Right, and
get
they
dates.
pull.
And, like, holy
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Good
they're
for
probably
you.
rich.
Yeah, no, even if you're just funny though as a guy, like girls want to fuck you.
Yeah.
Whereas it doesn't really work the other way. I mean,
Yeah.
I
It's
find
too
like
bad.
it's almost like endearing, if anything. Like if a female's funny, they're like, oh, that's nice.
We can be friends.
Yeah.
Because men are more shallow in what we
Oh,
look
for
for.
sure. Because you see what every famous male comedian or any famous guy in general, they're not dating a funny girl. They're dating a bombshell who's like barely 18, and you're like, oh right, you're still a man.
Adam Sandler's been with his
Like,
wife.
you're always gonna be a man.
His wife's a
Yeah.
babe, though. Adam Sandler's wife is a babe. But, like, they've been together for a while.
Oh yeah, that's. I want to say
Does
about.
he put her in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
she's the brunette.
No. So I would say that actually counts as a funny girl, though. She is very
what I'm
beautiful.
saying.
Yeah,
She's
yeah. So
funny.
I think that would count as, towards that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Funny and hot.
Yeah.
Fuck, I had it and then I lost it again because stoner brain.
It comes and goes.
It does come and go.
You gotta allow it to flow.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about the movies aging gracefully. When you're like the movies didn't age gracefully or whatever, I'm like, is there a lot of film
Oh my
that
God.
has
Well,
aged
according
gracefully?
to the woke community,
No.
there's no film.
There's no film that
no
has
film
aged
is allowed to be
gracefully.
watched ever.
I
Yeah.
think if the woke community ran
Yeah.
films, everything,
Everything's
every made in
canceled, yeah.
video, it would just be basically one of those corporate videos when you get onboarded, to like a job.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
And
allowed
like
to be
recent
made.
too, like everything before 2019 is just didn't age
But also
gracefully.
then when you like try and make a movie woke, like we can talk. What's that stupid one that is winning all the Oscars? The
The
trans
indie one?
one, the one that's in Mexico.
I didn't
the
watch the
musical.
Oscars. I
didn't
should.
keep up with it.
Amelia Perez.
Okay.
So it's about like trans and this and that, and it's winning so many awards. And yet, if you ask the like LGBTQ community, like we hate this movie. So it's just like, but it's like you're trying so hard to like they wrote a movie
Yeah, yeah.
to win awards
Yeah.
and be woke, and they were like, good job. And then the actual community is like, this movie sucks. It doesn't represent us. We don't claim this. So
It checks the box of virtue
Yes,
signaling
yes.
in already. It's just like it's all so systemically already fucked. Like however way you want to pull the bias, it's like
Yeah.
different labels for it. It's like it's built like a school. Like
Yeah.
like if you straight A's on your test doesn't mean you're a smart person in the world. But like yeah, they make that bag though.
yeah,
It's a fucking business
Yeah.
move.
yeah, I'm sure they made a ton of money off of that.
And it's fun. I mean, going on a fucking run for a movie, like doing film fest, how
Yeah.
how fun.
Are you into acting at all?
I want to get more into acting. A boss put me in something, and I really loved it.
Oh, cool.
It was just like his own little thing. Yeah, like it was a little movie that he made that it'll come out later this year, and I had such a good time. I was like, I should do this more.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? Do you still act? Do you still?
I would love to. I haven't worked in 2 years, or coming up on 2 years. Yeah, I think it was a coincidence, but like I was doing a lot of Hallmark and Lifetime film, and then I started stand up, and I started like posting about my vagina and all the drugs that I do, and like Hallmark stopped calling.
Were you and Katie ever in a Hallmark thing together? Didn't she do a lot? Katie Ullman?
Yeah, we weren't in one together, but I know Katie well, and yeah.
Yeah, she would. I don't know that she would do stand up about her vagina, but she would do stand up about like acting and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I fully got into the piss and shit and vag right away.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you you did.
Cum, acid.
Yeah. Same. I love those jokes. Like, tell me more about cum and acid.
It's really it's
they taste similar.
I have them both in me now.
Yeah. I'm full of it.
Yeah.
Full of both.
And even some of my own cum.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for you.
Pause. Gross and also funny.
What do you think about aging gracefully, or like, that's the term, aging gracefully, like that term in general?
I hate it. I think it's like, it's so stupid. Like, I don't know what we're talking about, if we're talking about like women or movies, but like obviously with women, when they're like, she's aging gracefully, that means you can't tell she's had plastic surgery. That's what that means. Because everyone has, by the way. Like if they're aging gracefully, that means the doctor did a really good job. So I hate that. Because they'll post a picture and I'm like, this is not a 70-year-old woman. This is someone who paid a lot of money for a good doctor.
There's some healthy looking older people these days though. I do remember. Like there are some banging 62-year-old bods.
Well, yeah, if you look at like 30-year-olds from the 50, you're like, whoa.
That's what I mean. Like, I remember even growing up in the 90s, it's like if you're 60, like you're almost dead.
Yeah.
Like, you're white and old, but it's like you see motherfuckers with 8-packs.
There was like a meme online that was like when I was little and I heard that like a 35-year-old had died, you're like, he had a good long life.
Yeah, fuck.
It's like, totally. Whereas now you're like, no, I want to live and be healthy forever. But okay, and then for movies, sorry, I'll hit this and
yeah, take your time.
It looks
for
cool.
movies, it's like I feel like again it's just like that movie made sense when it was made. Mm-hmm. So like no one's forcing you to watch it now, but we don't have to cancel it.
Yeah.
Like it's just like
it's kind of a waste
represented
of time.
The time. Like that we lived it. Like why should we be upset? Like yes, like society and the world is progressing, of course. Also, if you look back, we're not like having gladiator fights anymore. Like we're not like committing, these insane atrocities anymore. Like we've progressed a lot in like a couple thousand years. Yeah. So that a movie from 10 years ago, it's like that's what we were doing 10 years ago.
Totally.
Doesn't mean we have to stop. Like we're allowed to keep progressing and not do those things anymore. But I don't think we should like shame ourselves for once having been there.
Beauty.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well
okay,
said.
good. Did that answer your question?
That was perfect.
We agree.
Yeah, because there's some movies that I love. Apparently, Cruel Intentions. I was talking to a comic. I love Cruel Intentions. She's like, that movie didn't age well. And I was like, all right. I was like, I don't know. I thought it was great.
What was bad about it?
I guess, like...
Some sister-brother stuff? Is that...
I guess. I think they're step, though, right?
Yeah.
So it's nothing
totally
weird.
Are.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's my fantasy, honestly. Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's more the
Taboo.
stepson.
Oh, you like that?
I like the stepson
mother
mother
stuff.
stuff.
That's so funny.
What if Dad finds out?
Yeah. So good. It's all the taboo stuff, right?
Right?
Totally.
So yeah, I
Gets you
think
going.
I don't remember why Cruel Intentions would be canceled. Like I assume it's also like they had this like bet over fucking this girl, but those were the villains of the movie. So I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You're
Then there would be no story.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it was portrayed as being a bad thing during the movie.
I think
so.
it's
I still give Cruel Intentions.
fuck yeah.
I haven't seen it. Maybe there's like they scream the N-word at some point. I don't know.
They did it. They redid it as a series. I saw.
But
Yeah.
apparently it was horrible.
Oh, it
No
for
way.
sure was. I didn't watch
If
it,
you
but
don't have Selma Hayek and what's her
Ryan
face making
Phillippe.
out. Ryan Phillippe was the best. In
so
that movie.
hot.
Yeah.
Renee,
Damn.
or what's her face?
Renee.
Not
Yeah,
Renee. Reese Witherspoon.
yeah.
Who is the girl? Who is the sister?
Oh,
Jennifer Love. No.
Nev
No.
Campbell?
No, but
No.
it
no,
looks
but
like her.
yeah, and she was also in. Was she also in Clueless, or am I making that up?
I think you're making that up. And this is the best content.
This is.
And this won't get cut.
People high trying to remember who was the brunette.
Jennifer Love Huge
Yeah.
Tits.
No,
It
it
wasn't-
wasn't. Was
was
it
it?
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
It
Really?
was Jennifer Love
Oh,
Hewitt.
that's not who I was thinking of in my
Oh.
brain. I was thinking of definitely someone else that looks like.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
That's it. I was like,
Sorry.
I wasn't thinking of Sarah either.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
yes.
Right.
And maybe
she's the bad
'Cause
one.
She yes, and
Yeah.
she was like owning movies at that time, being like the
After coming off of
naughty bad
Buffy.
girl. Yes.
Yeah.
So it got canceled because they're like objectifying women,
I
kind of.
don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't really get into it with them.
If you know,
yeah.
put it in the comments
Yeah,
below.
why did Cruel Intentions get canceled?
It's like covering up the history, though, too. You know,
Yeah.
it's not cool. It's like, why do you want to do that?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
even Germans, they're not covering anything up.
No.
They're like, we fucked up. big."
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I've been over there. They're like, our bad. We have a lot of museums about it.
Oopsie.
Yeah, there's a big oopsie.
We don't want to do
So-
it again.
You quit your job.
Yeah,
Is that
congrats.
because you feel like it's just time to take that big old leap and do this?
No,
full-time?
I do have another job,
Oh,
but
of
it's
course
going to
you
be
do.
less hours and it'll be more freedom for comedy. So that
Dope.
was my intention because I was like really locked into this other job and like if I wanted time off, I kind of couldn't get it. So I was
Sounds like they were weird about things.
yeah, the 4 seasons.
No good, eh?
Well, they're fine. Like I always
It's
said, I'm like
militant.
it's fine, but exactly. It's like if that's your only job and that's gonna be your life forever, it's a great job. But if you want to do like anything else with your time, then it's not such
Yeah.
a nice place to work. And I don't like that. I don't like corporations. So
No.
yeah. But now I'm working at another gym / spa, and I'm so excited. I start tomorrow.
Cool.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
But the ultimate goal is more time for
Yeah,
comedy.
Exactly. That's why I made the switch.
And are you like, what are you applying to festivals? What are you
haven't
doing?
Really, like the festival thing seems so overwhelming for me.
Doesn't it?
You did one. You got in.
No, my first fest was the Danforth Comedy Festival
Okay, and
last
that's
year with Mr.
That's internationally famous. That is-
Yeah, second year.
yeah.
Internationally renowned
Renowned.
because of this banner.
And I didn't
right
win
here.
any
Yeah.
awards. I don't know if
That-
all
you didn't win
festivals
any
give awards. No, I didn't win any
Did they
awards.
have any at the Danforth?
I'm not sure.
Comedy
But it'd
Fest?
be good to put that, like, somewhere on a photo of me, award-winning comedian.
Yeah.
So and now I applied for some fests last year, and this is the only one that I got into in San Antonio.
Yeah, everyone's like posting their festivals that they got into right now.
Oh,
what's
that's
going
it-
on.
that's
it
the
must be
time.
festival season.
Festival season.
Oh,
Cheers,
do you
eh?
want to
Oh,
hold this
sorry.
or should I? Oh, you're passing it to me, and
I
then
was.
I just
I was
grabbed
gonna
it
like-
over here. I'm like a monkey. I'm like, wink.
You nailed it, and then made it funny. It's so good.
Are you like the JFL showcases are starting to go?
Yes, so I have one of those.
Okay.
I honestly have no hope for myself of like getting this.
Really?
Yeah. Oh no.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think I'm very good in that environment. I don't think like it would be great if I got it, but I'm just like I don't see it for myself.
What makes it less of an opportunity you think you'd nail?
Because it's kind of like rigid. Like you have to have your 7-minute set. It kind of has to be clean, and
Yeah.
I just don't tell comedy that way. Like I'm more of a loosey goosey. Here's an idea, throwing this together. So
Yeah.
I just don't shine in those situations. So I'll try my best.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm gonna get it.
I think
Are you
there's a
on a
big
thing?
possibility. They're elusive. I don't know how to I don't know how
I've
to
always
get them.
been asked.
Yeah.
Because I've reached out and they're like,
Yeah, I've been reaching out, and
Yeah.
that's the response.
yeah,
That's
no.
so funny.
You know what was so funny? I went to the coffee place that's attached to this.
Yeah.
And I walk in, got the warmest welcome. He's like, hi. I was like, love this place already. And I like start my order and he's like, just so you know, like every machine is broken. So you can't order anything espresso based or that involves steam. And I was like, and I just
That's
burst
everything.
out laughing. I was like, that's every drink at a coffee shop.
Why are you even
I was
here?
like,
Why are you open?
And he went, we have a great tea list. And I was like, shut your mouth.
So is that tea in
this
there?
This is drip coffee.
That's drip coffee.
He's like, we have drip coffee. I was like, honestly, this is what, you know what? If this is what the universe wants.
Do you want more drip coffee?
You have more. Yeah.
Is it warm?
It is warm. It's
Pour
just
it
been on
in
It's
there.
hot,
I
actually.
love
It's not warm,
it.
it's
Oh yeah, nice.
hot.
I'm not a snob. Thank
Do
you.
you need any milk or?
Do you have oat milk? There's no way you have oat milk.
We have soy.
I'll say no then. There's still some in here. I don't know why. I'm not a huge fan of the soy.
Do you want
We-
honey?
We go back and forth between soy
I
and
like
oat.
oatmeal because then it tastes like cereal. Like you
That's
get
true.
a lot of flavor from an oat milk. Do you
It's
guys have
really
what are
easy
your
to make your
dietary
own
things? Do you
oat
have
milk.
things?
No, we were vegetarian for a long time, but
Yeah, I
it, like
get that vibe from you guys, former veg.
former veg for sure, right? Yeah.
I
It's
don't-
when we were in like the middle of our like big drug usage. We were like, we can't eat animals anymore.
Because they're just like
I had
us.
like a meltdown coming back from a gig, like a acting gig in Hamilton. And
Anyone
I
would.
saw that's true.
They
just
film
that.
a lot out there. Was it Netflix
Yeah.
or Hallmark? Or?
Hallmark.
Yeah, they film a lot of the good ones out there.
And I was like stuck in traffic, and I was next to one of those big fucking trucks that carry the animals, and a pig was looking right at me.
Oh, the pigs know.
And I text Ellevan that day, and I was like, I'm not eating meat anymore. I
said,
can't do it.
Then neither am I.
No, he fucking ate meat for a while. And then we found that fake meat, and we got all intense on this fake meat.
So I have this
Beyond?
Yeah.
So I have this joke because I don't eat red meat because it literally makes me shit. I guess I don't have an enzyme I have an I don't know what it is. No one knows, but apparently I was bit by a tick maybe. But since puberty almost, if I eat red meat, I get very, very sick sometimes. Like it's like a total gamble. So eventually I was like, I'm just not going to eat it anymore. And then they came up with all this like fake meat. And I was like, amazing. I started eating that, and it still makes me shit myself. But for some reason, I'm like, it's like plant-based diarrhea, so it's like
Right.
better,
Dude,
right? It's
I
a
think it ruined my gut,
healthy
honestly.
diet. The Beyond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't eat it that much anymore because
No.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I'm still shitting myself.
Yeah, it's
But
not
not in
worth
the
it.
same way. In
Does
the
the
way
same-
where I'm like,
have you
I
ever
know
had-
what's going on.
You
I
prob-
just ate a fake sausage and my body said no.
Yeah. Do you ever do the chicken nugget, the fake chicken? You probably
No,
don't.
because I eat chicken
yeah,
now.
that's
So
what
I
I
didn't
figured.
eat any meat for a long time, and then I was like, I know
Oh.
that it's red meat. I knew what the issue was, so I was like, I've never gotten sick off a bird or whatever. So now I eat everything but red meat because I'm like, it doesn't make me sick, so I don't mind. And I used to raise chickens, and I feel like you can. They're happy. They're fine.
They're nice. Yeah,
They're
they're ready to
they're
go,
having
right?
a good time.
They're not that
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
They're very dumb.
Yeah.
They're so dumb.
So it's all good.
But I also worked on a cattle farm, and that in Australia when I wasn't eating meat.
What?
Yeah, I was eating eggs. Like I would eat the chicken eggs every morning, but I wasn't eating any meat there.
You're a vegetarian.
On a cattle farm, I was like bagging meat. Like they would like send cows to slaughter. Yeah, it was
Oh
a
my
whole.
God.
It was like a really intense
Yeah, what was the energy?
experience. Bad energy. But that was because all of the farms in Australia were failing and the banks were selling them to the Chinese. And so they were all very racist, like against anyone but white people. That's a thing there. And also just, like, they were like, our farm is going to... So every farm I worked on was an insane, horrible experience because they were truly like... Yeah, fighting against
Yeah, they were
banks
losing
every
their
day.
shit.
They were
Yeah.
losing their farms. While I was there, they sold all their cattle because they were so in debt. It was like a huge thing.
What
yeah.
led you to get a job there?
You have to work farm work in Australia
What?
if you're gonna stay. Like, so you get 1 year. This is a here. So
What the fuck?
So if you want to stay in Australia, during your first year, you have to do 3 months. And then during your second year, if you want another year, you have to do 6 months. But, so, because they don't have, this is very racist of me, but they don't have, like, immigrants or Mexicans there that they can abuse. So they abuse backpackers. They literally are like, well, we need someone to work the farms for no money. And since our people aren't going to do it, we'll get backpackers to do it or other immigrants.
Walking into a Tim Hortons, if it wasn't Sandeep, it was just
Exactly.
fucking Carl from Idaho who's
Yeah.
at the hostel down the road.
Yeah, that's the exact vibe.
Sorry,
like, it's
that's-
like people that are like...
Oh, the immigrant jobs, yeah, the low-hanging
It's
fruit.
all the...
Oh my god.
So this was-
And some of the fruit's quite high. And it's hard to pick.
It's-
This was not with a
Bull
visa?
No, it was like you get 1 year free. You get a free year, but if you want a
Okay.
second year,
Copy
you have
that.
to do. So that's
Okay.
why everyone is on a farm, because they're like killing themselves to get that second year. So I got my second year.
Sick.
Me and my Dutch boyfriend put in our applications. They were approved. And then the pandemic hit, and my visa just went up, and it was like, so I was like, I did all that for nothing.
Wow.
Oh
Like,
my
I
God.
suffer. Like, I was like, these farms, like, truly, like, if you ask any, I talked about this on Max's podcast too. These farms, they're very odd in the sense that it's literally like hell. Like, these backpackers are in hell. Sometimes people die, like, on the farms. Like, it's crazy.
This is insane.
And no one knows about it. Sorry, how long have we been talking for? I'm just like
you're good.
going off on cattle now.
That was awesome.
Don't get me started talking about cattle. I'll never shut
Fuck.
up.
So you had 3 months of...
4, because they do illegal ship. So technically the government says you owe us 3, and the farms will go, you need to stay for 4, or
Yeah.
we're not going to sign anything
Yeah.
and we won't pay you.
Yeah.
Or however long. It's like crazy, the stuff they get away with. They didn't pay me while I was there. They paid me after, which was illegal.
So
Sometimes
were all
they
the
hold people's passports.
Do you know why the farms were doing so poorly?
Drought, fire, like a lot of just things. And the Australians are probably trying to run them more ethically than the Chinese would.
Yeah.
Because the Chinese farms, you wouldn't even apply for, because you
Right.
knew they were only going to hire Chinese immigrants, and they were probably going to treat them even worse than we were being treated.
Holy
Because sometimes
shit,
those ones
bro.
would like get busted, and you'd see, again, holding passports, not paying them, abusing them, working them so many hours. So you're like, right, that's what the Chinese, that's how they're running it. So again, if you're going through a drought, if you're going through fire, whatever, your things are destroyed, and now you're up against the Chinese who are willing to do it cheaper,
Yeah.
and your farm's
Fuck.
gonna fail, yeah. So they were very angry while we were there, and it is a real problem. Like, it's like, yeah, the government had to step in and be like, stop selling our shit to like
Yeah.
people that don't live here. Like, so they were really trying to help out the Australian farmers, which is great, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been there in a while, so I don't know if they won or lost on that.
Man, China is they just get
Yeah.
in there.
They do, and then they do it cheaper and faster. And then they're like, what are you going to do about it? And you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But Australia's crazy because they had like a law until like the 80s that said only white people are allowed to move here.
Wow.
Yeah, it
80s.
was until the 80s. It was like
Don't they have
a
some
no
native-
non-European.
Australians?
They're already
yeah,
they're-
yeah.
Some
they
color?
were there before the
yeah,
whites.
it's a very Canadian situation. They did the same thing over there.
Yeah. Okay.
Surprise, surprise.
Well said.
yeah, religious white people were kind of doing that everywhere.
Kind of just move in and say,
yeah.
this is the thing now.
Yeah,
It's
so
this year.
They got sent to the schools as well and all that. There.
Damn.
Yeah, it's the same. Their natives were treated the same. It's the same, like, kind of awkward situation
Ruthless.
over there when you bring it up. They're like, "Eee." I bet on that one.
That's an interesting one. It's like
Yeah.
retribution or just.
Yes.
But the system is already just
It's so far along.
flawed.
Yeah, it's so far flawed
Yeah.
and like been being used. You're like, oh well.
I guess we should all just try to navigate around this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But-
just
but
this
the-
is just one lifetime.
The law in the 80s was to keep specifically Asians out. That's why up until the 80s, it was
Damn.
literally, because again, back in the day, all the Asians came in, did the jobs better, faster, cheaper, and they're like, well, we have to stop that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so they had this like this anti-immigration law type thing.
So no pho in Australia.
No, now there's because it went away.
Okay.
I lived in I think Little Korea, and it was the Australian food is dog shit, garbage, like dog
Kangaroo
shit.
meat, mate.
Where were
And-
you in Australia?
In Sydney for the most part, but then a little bit all over. But their food is trash, but the Asian food is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, because
Of
it's
course.
right there. It's authentic. You walk in, they don't speak English. You're just like pointing to things on a menu.
That's what you want.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
you're like, well, this is better than anything I had in Canada.
Beam, beam, bap. Put some egg on it.
Okay.
Kimchi's good.
That felt racist.
No, that's a dish. A dish is beam, beam, bap. You thought
Maybe it
this
was the
making
twang you said it in.
You gotta. That's how you pronounce it.
I'm like, hey, not here. Don't.
Say what I
You're
say.
on camera
Pho.
Yeah.
I know. I'm a white that'll lean into it because it's like on some chef shit. I'm like thinking about how is this really pronounced? You know,
Oh,
it's
that's
like we should just
nice.
stick with saying pho because it's spelled like that. It's like no, tell me how to say
It's
it. They're like
pho.
fa, fa.
Oh,
You know,
I
and they do
love
it a little up.
that.
I'm like, I'll say it like you say it.
He
I
does
try
do
to.
a crazy Vietnamese accent, though.
Sometimes it is. Really
No,
good.
don't do it. You don't need to do it online. But, like, he does do a real
But I
good
do
one.
it with love. You know what's funny? Is no Vietnamese person would be mad at me. It would be like
Never.
the
No,
white,
never.
angry 35-year-old
I know, it is.
woman.
It
And I'm like, you know
100%
what, Karen?
that's true.
Karen, go complain somewhere else. I don't
Yeah.
care.
We
It's
thought
your
we
life.
had to take control and, like, help out our minority brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Because you haven't been doing anything because you've
Because
been so
we're privileged.
You
I know.
haven't been touched by their flag. Oh.
I can't wait for when someone comments on this podcast and go, well, that didn't age well.
And
I
scene.
agree.
Good
Like,
night,
holy
everybody.
shit.
There
That's
you
what
go.
Hannah
You brought
does.
it back. That
That's
was
what
you
she
weaving in and
does.
out.
Yeah, that's
Damn.
what I do.
That's so fun.
But
Yeah. What?
I wanted to ask you one more thing.
Go on.
And I wanted to
please.
say, like, even right now, what you just did is similar you'll do on stage. It's like you're in flow. Like, do you often feel like you get there on stage?
I don't often feel like it, but sometimes, you know, what is it? The War of Art, that one, that
We
book.
read it. Yeah, great.
So that one is sometimes I'll get off stage and I'm like, ooh, I really like played with the angels on that one. Like, and it does, you just feel so in tune with everything, and
Yeah.
you're like, I was exactly who I wanted to be in that moment. And I feel like grazing the heavens for like a minute, and then
Alignment.
Yeah, and then so like I don't often feel like that though, but there is sometimes you get off and you're like, that was it. Like, so
Oh.
yeah.
That's so
that.
nice.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so good.
I kind of love that
That's-
thinking like that.
That's the feeling. That's like the clitoris of the universe.
Yeah.
Like, just like when you're the most happy, you're in joy, and you're just
Yeah.
like, I'm serving my purpose.
Yes, yeah.
Everybody
that's exactly
loves
what it
me
feels like.
For like
yeah.
a split second.
Yeah.
No.
We're all.
And then you just chase that. Night
Yeah, and then
after
the
night.
next show you do is the worst.
It's crazy when you do 2 in one night or 3 in one night, and like the first one fucking rocks, and you're feeling
And it
great,
just
and
goes
then
down.
You guys go
you get
through
humble
that.
so quick. I think like the amount
Comedians
of
more.
humbling and rejection you get on like just more than what other people get for sure that are living like a 9-to-5 life.
Yeah.
You got to deal with that. Do
Oh,
you
for sure.
Do you have any like daily practices, or like how do you deal?
I feel like it's not even like about dealing, it's about like acknowledging for me. So like if I have a really good set and then maybe something goes wrong after something happens, I know in my head I'm like, this is a dopamine crash out. And just ride it, because you have to experience this right now. You got your high, that was fun, the whole audience loved you, so now you have to experience the low. And it helps me deal with it a bit, like, because you can't
good.
fight it, you have to like go through it.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the same, like, bigger picture in like comedy and art. You do have to kind of ride the lows a little bit, and that just like kind of acknowledging it. So it's not like a practice to get me out of it. It's almost like a practice just to like sit in it a
Accept
little
it,
bit.
lean in.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
I try and raise the vibration as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Just like, I'll
Yeah,
drain my
of course.
adrenals just trying to feel better.
But that I'll watch myself doing that, because if I had like something intense happen, I'll be like scrolling on TikTok like
Yeah.
this, like
Yeah.
looking for dopamine, being like, oh my god, I'm crashing out,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is exactly what you're doing right now, or like ordering fast food or whatever, like all the dopamine things that normally work,
Call
and I'm like,
yourself
oh,
out.
it's because you just did a show for 100 people, and
Yeah.
someone said this and that happened. It's like you have to just sit in this for a second.
Even if it goes well.
So healthy.
Yeah, well or not well, it's
It-
like your body's trying to balance it out a bit, and yeah.
Also, like, standing just in front of groups of people. We had Chef Devin on earlier, and like we're talking about like when like he has a really boom with success, and when your life is even going really well as a rock star, it's easy for people to get addicted to drugs because you're trying to match that. And for you guys, when you crush, like the level of like
Yeah.
chemicals that your body is releasing, and there's a little bit of like when we go up in front of an audience, it's kind of like deep in your like survival DNA, it's like me versus them. So you're almost like heightened. You're at a heightened sense, and then when you do well, or if you do whatever, however it makes you feel, it's like such a rush.
Yeah.
So it's like you wonder, like people blow up and they fucking try heroin.
Yeah.
You wonder why. Like it's like such a heightened sense. So yeah, I feel you. It can become a cycle. It's
For
like,
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you feel like you push boundaries in your comedy, like in terms of social, political?
Oh, I try to a little bit as far as like I'm more like female versus male, or like females versus themselves almost. Like that's more where I'm like trying to push it a little bit. It's like, oh, you thought I wasn't allowed to say this. Well, I am. So yeah, I think that not a ton with like social, political, but I kind of. I really do want to more just like say whatever I want and like not care.
Yeah, I think it's interesting when you say something, because I grew up a people pleaser, so to say anything offensive, like I was the white woman that was like, no, you can't, you know? But I like, since doing stand-up, it's like, oh, I get why comics kind of get in trouble or get canceled for saying shit, because it's almost like it's this exploration of pushing these boundaries every night in front of a different crowd, and like what do you guys think, you know, like
100%.
how do you react to this? And I can that's similar to like getting that high, I think, where it's like
I completely agree, and I do think like as far as like canceling people for what they say, it's you just have to like always like ask yourself, like, was it said with hate? Like, was it said with hate in their heart? And if not, then like let's be a little more forgiving, or whatever, just laugh along, because it's like if it's said with lightness or love, and maybe they were wrong, they can still be wrong, but it's like, do we need to cancel them? That's what I think.
I feel like canceling's settling down a little bit now.
A little
I think
bit.
we're like coming, like maybe we're just kind of riding the top, but I think it's going to come down a bit.
Well,
now.
you mean the general population's accepting of the canceling. Because you got to think about what canceling is. It's someone who doesn't have control trying to get control.
Right.
One way or another, that's all it ever is. You're trying to control someone's behavior, or you're trying to cause a greater
But
influence than
canceling
them.
is specific through the realm of moral value and like ethical behavior.
Okay, church. Like that's always ever any been
But
the
that's
case.
the canceller thinks like I'm right because this is right, is what I'm
Morally
trying to say.
right.
Yeah.
Not because I'm like in war or something.
Fair, but I'm just saying it's the general population accepting it and feeling it necessary. But like where the line is exactly, I think should be comedians.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like specifically, okay, comedy. Remember? Not real comedy. And then that cathartic expression helps everybody heal or see it or accept it, or it can bring awareness, or you know, at least like bring it into conversation so it's not just something that brews. But yeah, overall, I think you're right. The GP is going to chill on like accepting those cancel waves.
Yeah, there's still comedians like being canceled, or their shows are being canceled. And again, it's just like, if it's not for me, then it's not for me. Like, then I won't watch it. Like, and if it's not said with hate, then it's just like, well, whatever. Then, you know, they're allowed to say it. That's kind of what I feel. So
Yeah, that's cool.
Do you have any like? Are you a goal setter?
Oh, I should more.
I don't know.
Don't
If you
shit
should.
yourself.
I don't know. I don't know that to be the
Because
case.
people always ask me, like, what do you want to do with comedy? I'm like, all I can say is, like, I would love to just keep doing it and do more of it. And
Nice.
get better. Like, that's always, like, kind of the goal.
Yeah. No, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. What about for yourself? Do you have goals with comedy, or?
You know, coming from acting, I think I started off with goals, but like I started stand up as a way to like hone more at comedy acting skill. And then I like just like really started to fall in love with it as I kept doing it.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, so I think there was part of me when I started doing it that was like, I want to like have a Netflix special, and like, not that that's cringy. It's totally cool to want that.
That's cool.
But I think at some point, like maybe a year and a half in, and I was like, oh my God, no, I don't. Like, I just want to have a good set. Like, I just want to have clever work. Like, I just want something that makes sense and is cohesive and makes people like laugh and enjoy themselves. That's what I actually want. So that was like kind of like a pivotal moment where I think a lot of comics actually start there. And I was like, I want the accolades, but I'm not there anymore.
Good. That's good. Yeah. Just like doing it because you love it. Mm-hmm. And just,
it's really fucking fun.
Yeah.
Even for like a long time, I was like, I don't know. Like I would be so nervous for open mics, like Salto's and Groove Bar open mics.
No, same.
Yeah. Well,
literally same.
Really?
There's like, I don't know, even now it'll be like the dumbest spot. And I'm like, why am I nervous? Like, this is crazy.
It is. It's a weird thing that your body does, that it's like telling us we're in danger. Yeah. And it's like, how many times do we have to do this before you figure out that this is part of what's going on here?
No danger.
Yeah.
I'm literally just talking to incels.
But I think anything could happen. It's live. I think that's what your body is saying. Like,
and like wanting to do well and wanting to get that laugh.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Do you know the Groove Bar open mic is one in like East Toronto? It's the oldest one, probably in Canada because it's so old. Yeah. But they said Elon Musk did it once because he went to U of T, so I guess he came during the open mic once.
Oh my God.
Perfect setting for Elon, honestly.
Amazing.
But that's like the joke, right? You're like, shared a stage with Elon. Like,
amazing.
We both have done Groove.
Oh, man. I love that.
Life is fun.
I think I'm getting booked there in June.
You're getting
Yeah.
booked.
Getting booked.
Yeah.
I didn't know they booked.
It's the booked mic before the open mic on Thursdays.
They're booking June already is crazy. Half of those comedians will have quit or be dead by June that are on that lineup.
You must have seen a lot of people come in and out so far.
Oh, yeah. There's even like of the people that I started with, I'm like, there's not many that are really doing it. Like 3 years already and they're gone.
Yeah, I feel that too.
Yeah.
It's a revolving door of like, I want to try that.
Yeah,
and then it like, they don't
like,
blow
never
up.
Mind. Yeah.
It's tough. Fucking Groove Bar, the dad, just like waddling through the stage.
Papa.
It's my
Couldn't
favorite
give a
part.
fuck.
It's my favorite part.
Every
So
TV
cute.
still on.
Oh my God, they don't give a fuck that
Yeah.
comedy's happening there, but comedy is happening so hard there.
And everyone in the back is like there to watch something that's on the TV.
And they won't even turn their head for a second
No.
to like be like, oh, what's going on over there? Like they're like locked in on whatever commercial is playing on the TV.
Yeah, exactly. They're not even
It's
watching
like
the game.
not even anything.
It is simultaneously the best and the worst. It's like if you're looking for an actual comedy venue experience, it is the worst. And in like a charming, hilarious, Victorian way.
Yeah.
But it is the best if you can release the control from reality and watch this like a TV show.
For sure.
Like the disaster, hilarious
That's
thing
where my
that it is.
Danforth Comedy Festival set was at.
Was it there?
Thank you.
But you know what? People were kind of quiet in the back this time. Kind of.
No, yeah, they
funny.
and they turned off the TVs.
They turned off the TVs for the Danforth Comedy Fest.
I'll do it again this year.
I need to get booked on that. I'm going to try and book July.
They would love to have you.
You'd
you
crush.
could probably bump at that.
I will go there now and then. Like if I'm at Comedy Bar East, I'll like hit it on the way home.
Sick.
And it is like so funny because I'll walk in and it'll be just people in like casts usually. Like, oh, look. Yeah. And you're like, uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Just dust. And there's like a layer of dust on them.
Yeah, they don't leave.
And you're like,
It's a time capsule.
Sorry.
Jesus.
And you know what? Okay, one time I was there for a mic, a booked mic. It was booked. Because that's better. And I ordered a double from the guy, Papa. And he like looked at me like this, and I literally went on stage. I was like, as if you're giving me a look for ordering a double, like as if no one's ever ruined their lives in these four walls before. Like I promise you, I'm not the first person to order a double here. Like what's with the judgment? I'm like, this is your bar, is people ordering doubles, and like the night gets away from them. Like so you should be like doing this, not giving me a look.
Holy fuck.
I've never
Judging
even
me.
gotten to make contact with him. It's the son that I talk to.
Oh, maybe it's who's the bartender though?
The son.
Oh, it's the son.
Yeah.
What's his name? Is it like
I was trying
With
to
the mustache? Is it Chris?
It's such a. I know it's a generic white guy name because I always forget it, and then I hear it and I go, I'm not gonna remember
I think
Adam
it's Chris.
or whatever.
I
call
always
it
have
to
a
him.
hard time with that too.
Yeah, it's just you're watching comedy, and then the old man,
Right.
the with the gray hair.
Yeah.
It's just souvlaki, like
Yes,
just fucking right across the
yes.
stage.
Oh, it's so great.
And it's so
And
funny.
he's little.
Yeah.
I love him.
But then Salto is also great because they're fans of
Oh
comedy,
my
but it's
God.
the exact same. It's literally the exact. These are two unstoppable forces.
I agree.
Like
You're
the
you're
mics
right.
will never end at these places, and they'll never get better. It's just this limping dog of a mic that won't quit.
When I
Dude,
started back up in comedy, John Morley booked me again.
You gotta get me your agent's name. You got to.
On a Salto show. And I brought 16 people.
They've never had 16
No.
customers
Not like
in
that.
that
The
restaurant at
restaurant's
the same
never
time.
been that
That
full.
was my reintroduction.
Sweating in the back,
Yeah.
being like, "There's 16 people here."
They even weren't though. They were having a jolly good
Oh, yeah,
time,
that's
like
true.
laughing and
That's
hooting
true.
and
Do you remember that? So there's an open kitchen. So the stage is there, and there's two wide open sides.
it's actually better now.
Okay, but during this time,
Yeah, it was open.
No, it's still open, but like the seating arrangement is
the
better.
seating's better.
Yeah.
Because you were like,
They were
back
chatting.
in the day, you would be like in the kitchen performing.
and like they were talking still over the comedians, and you could
And
hear
they're
the Italian guys be like,
Yes.
"Oh yeah," and they're talking
No,
about the fucking
it is-
sports.
Their level is up here, and they won't. If you're like, "Hey," they're like, they will like
They don't
look
care.
at you like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
And then they ding the bell every time food is ready, and they do
Unnecessary.
it looking at the comic. Like
They
you're
don't
like,
care.
you're the one serving it. Like there's two people working. Like, like you don't
That's-
need a fucking bell.
We stick to the process. Hey Johnny, you want to hear about the leaf symbol?
Like Johnny's beside you, and they still ding the bell every time.
Yeah,
And
it's
you're
pretty
always just like-
legendary,
It's
honestly.
nice if the bell dings with a punchline, then you're like, me and God in touch tonight.
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
I love
I haven't
it.
been there in a long time.
Me either. I
Saltos.
did go there like the last like 2 or 3 times I've been there, I was like, you can't come back here. Like there's just a.
You gotta
I
have
was
that
like,
talk
have
with
to,
yourself.
Yeah. I was like, this is not anything healthy.
I had
Like,
that.
remember it well.
Yeah.
No.
That's good for you that you had that conversation with yourself. It takes a lot of fortitude to realize that. I had that from my pianist, Jem, and he's another musician. Where was it? It was this. It's like this red bar, the not Dufferin, something on the corner of Queen over in the east, and we just played. It was a shitty bar, and we rocked it. And it was like some booker, but then like Jem said something. He's like, yeah, say the name is Dustin's or something. Probably he's like. Dustin's doesn't get Ellevan anymore, okay? And he's like, okay, thank you.
I love that.
And you gotta have those conversations. I don't.
Yeah.
When it's time
Salta
to step
doesn't
up.
get Hannah anymore.
Yeah, and that's okay that it played a role in your journey.
It'll still get Winnie a couple of times.
if she's booked.
The pizzas are
That's
pretty
fucking
good.
true, man.
Are they?
No,
Like,
but the
everyone
wings
says
at
that.
Groove are actually good.
I don't think
They're-
people get the. I've seen.
They're
I've
not
had the
great,
wings. The
but
pizzas. I don't know.
Here's
Everyone
what's
says
great
that.
about them:
Go
the
on.
fact that they're so plain.
It's $10
I-
on
I-
Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never
That's
seen
what's great.
such
Yes.
a plain pizza.
I think I'm like tricking myself into it being good because I used to say this as well, but it was because it's $10.
Yeah, it's $10.
I'm watching the
2
worst
toppings.
open mic comedy of my life.
Yeah, it's attached
So like
to a
obviously I'm
trauma.
gonna think the pizza's good.
Yo, you're right. I might be in the same
You
boat
know?
right now. I might be in the same boat
I'm
right now.
in the north.
But you love it.
There's nothing around.
isolated.
Yo.
So you are like, oh, this isn't bad. But if you had that pizza anywhere
Downtown?
else, you'd be like, what the fuck?
That's funny.
I just like that it exists. I
Yeah.
like that it's a family. I like
Yeah.
that it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like one of those ugly cats where you're like, oh, you're so cute.
It is the
Like-
son. Did you know it's the son and father? Salto is
Yeah.
Sal and Tony, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Okay, my pizza
good.
comment was probably just because I wanted to say something nice.
Yeah, we love you
Pizzas
guys.
are great
Well,
on Wednesdays.
I love you
Yeah,
guys.
when they're
Yeah.
cheap, but when you're isolated, you're so right.
Look,
That
if
was
you
so
can
good.
get a full belly for $10, I'm
Do it.
into it
100%.
nowadays.
And that family is very kind to comedians. They're very kind in general. They're good people. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can say they're so sweet.
There is those legendary moments though in this city
Yeah.
where you're like, oh my god, this is happening.
Yeah.
Like that's
Do you want to stay in
Special.
Toronto?
I think I would like to go to the States, either New York or Austin. I think is the goal, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, because it's there's just so much more comedy.
Yeah.
Like here, it's like it's a struggle some nights. Like
Yeah.
even last night, I'm like going around town, like trying to find somewhere I can perform that's not like, oh, we canceled because nothing happened. So I think just in a city where there's like options and lots of comedy and lots of audiences, it's like that's the goal.
They have 300 more million people than we do.
Yeah, and people like go and pay for comedy in some of these cities.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
we just, like,
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, it's like such a fight here. So yeah.
it is funny.
Yeah. What about you? Would you want to go down there or stay in Toronto?
We want to go to LA.
Oh, really? I love LA. LA
Yeah.
gets so much shit. I love it.
I know. I love
the
LA
weather's
too.
Nice. And
Yeah.
Everything's cheesy, but you kind of just like lean into it. And,
Yeah, I'm
Sunshine
cheese,
vibes.
you know?
Yeah.
Get me by the ocean and sun
Yeah, you
more.
guys would
I'm not
do
a
so
winter
well
person.
in
I don't
LA.
like
you.
dressing up as the
Yeah.
cyclist you know me to be.
It's not her in raw
It's,
form.
I don't
Bring that
enjoy
vibe
it.
to LA.
Yeah, exactly. I can't. That would. I
Less
mean, I could. I
clothes.
guess it might.
hippies
Help
are like
me
the
stand
onesie.
out.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd like it. It's not even for the hippies. It's not definitely not for the bohemian hippies. It's more for like the drug addict hippies.
Right.
Yes,
Like
we're
they're
talking
like,
about.
I'll do this today. Yeah. LA is fun. And then you meet people that are like from whatever, New York or Michigan or New Jersey, and you're like, ooh, or Canada.
Yeah.
You're like me, and you can kind of like have fun with that as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
But
you
if
meet
LA
other
totally
doers
bombs,
doing.
we'll go to Austin,
Yeah.
I think. I think we would try Austin.
For
too.
sure. Austin
Aus-
seems to be a hot spot right now.
Yeah, it's a hotspot for music,
Yeah.
and like there's so much live music. And it's just fun. But then I was there like right as their winter turned into summer, so everyone was just like feeling that vibe as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it would be like in like the dead of summer when it's like so hot and everyone's.
I think
sweating.
they had some
So
snow even this
They
winter.
did. I wasn't there for the snow, but I was there when I
Thank
got there. It
God,
was like
damn.
-1, and then 2 days later it
Ew.
was 28 degrees.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
nice.
So everyone's like, oh, yeah, winter just ended. Like, when winter ends there, it's just like
just
done.
one day.
Yeah.
Now
Wow,
it's
I
summer.
wish.
I love
Yeah.
that. Oh, I love that.
So that was a fun vibe. So I was like, everyone was like, shedding the winter coats and so happy and excited.
Thank
So that
you.
was cool.
I know I'm feeling some winter fatigue right now.
Oh, for
Need
sure.
some
Came back here and I was like, oh, right.
Yeah, it's
Just
not
like-
great.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Super easy to stay indoors and hide yourself away.
Yeah. And you're like, no, I can't do that. I have to go like roll in some slush.
Yeah. I mean,
Yo,
I don't
this-
know. This was
good
great.
chat, yo.
Yes.
This is so fun.
Yeah, appreciate you,
Also,
yo.
I love this, by the way.
Thank you.
Because it's like a high five when you say something funny.
For myself.
I love it. Or
Thank
like
you.
when you say something meaningful, you're like, yeah, that was good. I love it. Just this whole time. Or like if I say something you do, and I'm like, yeah, that one hit. That one
You're nailing it.
It's such a good little check-in.
I love that.
I love it.
Thank you.
It used to be really hard but fast, but he's learned to like.
Oh, it's like you've curved it a
Yeah,
bit.
you've curved it
yeah,
for sure.
I'd learned what it is. It's like I get a rush of energy through my
Yeah.
body. It's like diagnosed Tourette's or whatever, really.
Yeah.
And then, but it's like then I just get to like
Yeah.
use it in expression. You're right. Like you actually are nailing it. Like understanding it more of
Yeah.
like, oh, because I'm reacting and there's an
Yeah,
energy burst.
yeah.
And instead of like what I want to do is like jump off and rip
Right.
these off and take a lap and punch someone in the
Yeah.
face and like smash my head against the wall. Like that's what my energy wants to do.
Right.
But then it's like I just go.
A little, yeah. A little high five, self high five.
You're so perceptive. Appreciate you. Thank
Where
you
can
for.
the people find you,
Yeah,
Hannah?
So it's all Hannah Veldhoen. That's every handle is Hannah Veldhoen. So look me up that way. So yeah, right there.
Yeah,
Thank
it's right
you.
there. We'll put it there. Thanks so much for coming on. This was cool.
Yeah, thank you for sharing the stories, and keep doing your thing. And
We'll
we
have
look
to do
forward
an update episode.
Same.
Yeah, following up.
Thanks for the
Appreciate
energy
you.
and vibes, guys.
Yeah, much love. Thank you.